Welcome to the Unstuck podcast, where we assess sticky situations to see who's right, who's wrong, and all the nuances that get your head spinning. Some of these stories will hit close to home, others might not, but every episode will offer takeaways, strategies, and insights you can use in your own life. So, let's dive in. Imagine you and your Girl Scout co-leader arrive at the local park to set up for your annual Girl Scout award ceremony. At the pavilion you rented, there's a big child's birthday party going on. You ask the mom of the party if they're finishing up, but she explains they just got started. You tell her you reserved the pavilion for your Girl Scouts party, and then she starts screaming at you that you ruined her 6-year-old's birthday party and calls you selfish as she starts ripping down decorations. But how did we get here? The name of this episode is The Party Pooper? To be completely honest with you, in this episode, it's very easy to figure out who was right and who was wrong in the situation. But let's go through it anyway to see if there's something that could have been missed. This story involves Amy, the Girl Scout leader for a local troop. Every year, Amy rents the local park to host the end of the year Girl Scouts party. All the parents come and she gives each girl awards one by one, reads a little speech, and gives the girls the patches they earned for the year. This year, Amy and her co-leader Ellen arrive at the park to set up the decorations for the event at the pavilion. Much to their surprise, there appears to be a child's birthday party going on in the pavilion. Amy assumes that the party is running a little late and goes over to ask the mom if they're finishing up. The mom immediately looks confused and explains that they just got there and that the party had just begun. That's when things get really awkward. Amy lets the mom know that she reserved the pavilion for their annual Girl Scouts party and that she's supposed to reserve the pavilion before she uses it. She said it as nice as she could and profusely apologized to the mom. The mom immediately starts screaming at Amy and throwing a fit about how she's ruining her 6-year-old's party. The mom says the situation is unbelievable and how could Amy be so selfish? The mom's husband finally comes over and gets her to calm down. All while they're tearing down the decorations, they continue to glare at Amy and loudly make passive-aggressive comments. As the kids go into their cars to leave, they all are crying profusely. I'm sure the entire situation made Amy feel horrible, but is what she did right or wrong? In my opinion, I don't think Amy did anything wrong. She reserved the pavilion for a very important event that the Girl Scouts hold annually. The mom didn't reserve the pavilion, and this is the pain point that caused all the friction. Then to be passive-aggressive, call someone selfish, and angrily glare at someone just to make them feel bad for doing things appropriately is the diarrhea icing on the turd cake that they created. I think the emotion that made the situation intense and awkward was embarrassment. The mom was embarrassed that she didn't reserve the pavilion and had egg on her face about the situation. Sometimes when a person is embarrassed, instead of taking accountability, they shift the blame and act passive-aggressive in order to not feel those emotions. Amy is feeling residual guilt about the entire situation, and I can see why she feels that way. The mom and the husband were glaring at her, making passive-aggressive comments to her and her co-leader, and they called her selfish. No one wants to think of themselves in a negative light, but in the heat of the moment like this, it makes you self-reflect even though you were in the right. They were intentionally trying to make her feel bad for enforcing the rules and her reservation. Typical move for people that don't take accountability for their actions and who feel, unknowingly or not, that they can do whatever they want in a public space. The embarrassment from the mom doesn't come from her knowing she was wrong. It comes from this situation happening in front of everyone. Now she has to deal with the loss of control, parents judging her for poor planning, and kids and parents not wanting to participate in any more of her kiddos' activities because of the bad experience. But there's some missing pieces that we don't know about this story. Why did the mom set up at the pavilion? It's a public park. I'm sure there were other areas that they could have held the birthday party away from the pavilion that wouldn't have caused an issue. How big was the park? Was it small, medium, or relatively large? That makes a difference. Because if it was a small park, there's not many places that she could have gone. Medium and large, she could move. Was it entitlement that led her to not reserve the park? Or did she believe that it was a public space and she didn't need to? I understand you're angry, but why all the passive-aggressive comments and glares? You know you were in the wrong, so show your kiddo that you can be accountable for your actions and leave with dignity and grace. Didn't the mom have a contingency plan? Like, what if it rained that day? If she didn't have a contingency plan, the party would have been ruined by weather. Who would she have blamed then? A well-prepared mom would have a plan for inclement weather or unforeseen circumstances. So, let's get unstuck. My verdict is, you know that saying, luck favors the prepared? Well, in this case, it favored the adult that properly reserved the pavilion. And unfortunately, it was not the mom at the birthday party. If you've been in a sticky situation like this, I'd love to hear what you would do. Let me know in the comments below. If you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for listening to the Unstuck podcast. If you're dealing with your own sticky situation and need help untangling it, you can find me at Anchored Insight on X or at my Etsy shop, Insight Advisor. Until next time, remember, decisions don't get judged here, and we don't make pressured decisions, only decisions that are right for you.